Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Aria 2022 Randomizer race for a tournament. This race will be between Crunan and Kuchiri. My name is Garnet Texas. I'll be doing the commentary for you, and I appreciate everyone coming out again. So to give a quick rundown of the settings for the race, we have entrance randomizer, so any of the red doors that the players will go through, it may not take them to where they normally would go in the castle. Souls are obviously randomized. The books that we need will prompt random souls too. Oh, we got the positron rifle. That's a nice find. Shop looking pretty sweet. Positron's really good. It's a distance weapon as well as it can triple hit. It's so cool. And fire elemental. Okay, chapel early on, and Crunan decides to go further with it. Let's see how this plays off. Normally, I mean, I don't know, this is an interesting choice. Malphus can be here, which generally leads to a lot of other places, so I like seeing this. Ooh, Tsuchinoko at the bottom of the corridor on Kuchiri's side. Wow, giant bat. That was okay. So not just extra hype, but we also get flight within the first 2 minutes of the game. Now these gargoyles are a little pesky with the with the positron because they want to fly up straight in your face. Alright, and Kuchiri, he's got a gray soul. Oh, he's got flight too! Galmoth and Chapel. Wow, this is gonna be a race. Okay, I love this. Both players have some pretty nice finds by now, so far. Crunan has the Galmoth find, but, you know, there could be something really tasty here in the corridor. We got an army vest, so he's got some decent enough armor right now. On Kuchiri's side, that is. Top floor. Ooh, nice find. And I didn't even think about it. He has Hippogriff, and he found top floor so early. I mean, he can just run through here. Although pretty risky. Kuchiri has some food to work with. That potato pancake in particular is really nice. And just some tea on Crunan's side. Ooh. Come on, Kuchiri, I believe. Okay, I don't blame him at all for backing out like that. I imagine he'll go back, but I'm not sure. I mean, at the very least, he can get these 2 items here. He can shop, he can heal up. There's ramen. Ramen's delicious. And he's going for this anti-venom potion. The other side of Chapel. Oh, the other side of Chapel is down at the bottom of the corridor again. So that's a pretty neat loop. Pretty convenient for Crunan to be able to check some of these places, just to be right back to where he wants to find a lot of entrances. Well, things aren't selling for the greatest prices right now, but at least... Oh, there wasn't any food in the shop. Okay, that's kind of tricky. There are some grapes up there, and that'll help. And now Kuchiri's in the chapel. He'll find his bat and time stop Galamoth here pretty soon. Crunan deciding to climb up further in the corridor. And just a update with how the bracket looks. This is on the loser side. Kuchiri played against Spirit Board most recently and won 2-0 on that one. And Crunan was sent to the loser side from Luicho in round 2 of winners. So one of these runners is going to be knocked out of the tournament after these matches. Well, I mean, it could be decided tonight. It could be decided another day. It could go 1-1. We don't know. Crunan making the clutch save warp. He didn't find anything very good in those last 2 checks, so no need to run all the way back. We have study at the end. Now, Crunan can go through here. He has the bat. Oh, and he found slide too. I missed that. Cool. Now, in my last seed, study was real stacked. It had the red and the blue books in it. I really hope study gives something good. Although we may have to wait to see it. Kuchiri ends up on the dance hall this time. And he can find everything here too. I think really the only thing left to find would be Undyne and a Rush Soul to get to wherever to get behind the waterfall. Okay, and it looks like Crunan's stream went down, so maybe some technical difficulties, but we still have at least Kuchiri to watch, so let's see what he brings to the table. And does everything sound good? I can turn it up if we need to. Okay, cool. Alright, the dance hall has some pretty notorious rooms here at the bottom where there's just a lot to run through and only 2 items to find, so let's hope these are great. Now the positron makes quick work of anything in its way, and so it makes this a little nicer. Ooh, a blue soul and Persephone. Interesting. Oh, it's so nice. It's so satisfying to see the wood golem go down so quickly like that. Ah, there's our Skula. No, that's one of possible 2 Skula locations. There's 2 that's placed within the seed to, provide consistency and not lock out players for some random reasons or whatever. But we have a boss fight to look into, and we have a Legion. Now, with the positron, this isn't a horrible fight by any means. This fight can go pretty quickly, even with the limited gear that we have. Positron is certainly more than enough to take down Legion. Kuchiri playing it safe, he wants to avoid taking a lot of damage. Which I don't blame him. He doesn't have a lot of healing, he has pretty good armor with the armor of fire, but even still, I mean, this fight, you don't want to take chances if you're not ready for it. One thing that would help with the positron rifle, that would help immensely, would be finding backdash. That would increase DPS significantly, especially for this Legion fight too. Hopefully, maybe it's behind the Legion fight. What do y'all think? Oh, we got the Une. Throw it again, Kuchiri. Throw it again. Yes, he threw 2! 3! Oh man, it's an Une party. Uh... Well, we're almost done with this Legion fight here. Shouldn't take too much longer. Okay, we're gonna find our way out of the dance hall now. Great armor dropping from Legion here. Oh, and an Iron Golem just straight from a Butcher? That's sweet. That's a really valuable soul. It lets you just pass through monsters without any knockback. But you're only afforded a little bit of iframes, so it's pretty dangerous in some areas. But it's very, very, very useful. Oh, and Cemetery. Well, I mean, Legion was not too far away, so this makes sense. Kuchiri showing why you don't bring fists to a gunfight. Oh, maybe you do. Alright, well, we've already disposed with Legion. If this is Belore, okay. The Headhunter will be fine. I was going to say that if this is Belore, it could be kind of tricky to try and beat him with the Positron. I've never done it myself with just the Positron. That sounds way too tricky. So after 3 phases, this third one usually poses the most threat because it can poison you, which would reduce your damage and also your defenses. But again, with Positron, pretty simple. Now this Ripper room is always really dangerous. Doesn't matter what your armor looks like. We got another gun! Alright, Kuchiri heading towards the warp. Probably gonna go back towards the corridor. Or he could even... Did he finish top floor? He could go back there if he hadn't. With the headhunter down, the shop expands as well, so there could be some more goodies there. Demon's Mail, that's nice. That's a top tier armor, but still no food. That is so odd. I'm looking over on Crunan's side again. I mean, he's been on that same screen for a while, but, you know, this is there's a lot of tension in the framing of this screen. When two characters are on the very edges of the screen, you know, it's usually meant to bring them together. Crunan just wants to go in for a big kiss now. Mwah! Ooh, we have the arena. I think we've already seen... Have we? No, we haven't seen the arena yet. It's interesting to think about like what would be required to reach certain areas, like the progression. So far, we haven't found Malphus yet. So far, Griffin or the Bat are the required way to get to Arena. Which means that it could have something pretty nice, even though we'd found both of those really early. But then again, it could have nothing useful at all. And Kuchiri going blind in on this other side here. Red Minotaurs have a lot of health. And again, without backdash, using the positron can be a little hard. Ooh, rewarded with a melon. That's a really nice healing item. A lot of players don't go into this room without having gone to the other side to like take a peek at what item is there. Because it's pretty easy to come back here really quickly if there is something good and you want to pick it up. But there's really no harm in going at it right away. I mean, you get the item. And there's a save point down here, which is really nice because that lets you check these upper and lower areas without much risk involved. Some players still decide to not use the save point and, you know, punished at times. No, don't kill the giant. No, the giant skeleton has so much health. Oh gosh. I've actually never tried killing the skeleton. I've never seen anyone try to kill it. And rewarded with some fists. Fist of justice, I guess. You should never bring a bone to a gunfight, am I right? And onto the trials is Kuchiri. This wrecking ball room is this lubricant wrecking ball statue room. I don't know what you want to call it. Is much simpler with Panther. Okay, never mind. Ooh, curry. Yeah, I bet Kuchiri is really happy to see the food lying around the castle, since the shop has nothing to offer just yet. And we now have the worst room in the game. Let's see how Kuchiri fares against it. Alright, making a little bit of progress, and stone to the beginning. Oh no! Go Kuchiri, go! Alright, he's halfway there. The demon spawned. He's not through the hole. Oh my gosh, no! He can do it! No! He loses the beef curry. It doesn't matter what player you are, how skilled you are, that room can still just absolutely destroy you. Great armor, by the way, is not going to be hard. And a Rajin Spear, very cool. DDR room, there's a simple skip here when you have the bat, so it's not much of a problem at all. There's a small hole just there. Will Kuchiri try the worst room again? Oh, he will, even without saving. I suppose he didn't get anything exceptional from the great armor check either. Okay. Going back. Giant bat? Oh man, rejected. Still coming back through though. I admire Kuchiri's perseverance. Okay, he's made it to the other side now. Can he get to the door? Gravekeeper for our troubles. That's worth keeping. For sure. That's worth holding on to. Okay, maybe I have different priorities. Positron and Gravekeeper, like, name me a better combo. Man, Kuchiri just wants to blast everything. Nothing will stand in Kuchiri's way. He will set fire to the world at this rate. Okay, a few bosses down, a few areas explored. We've yet to see the reservoir. We haven't seen gardens, clock tower. So there's a lot more to be found. I'm a big fan of trying to take out monsters along your way, if you can do it pretty quickly. It's nice to get some random soul drops, because some of them are really, really good. Monsters like Valkyries and the Sirens, those are always really nice to pick off and try and get a soul drop. Aha! Here's the gardens. Light locked garden, okay. Yellow soul up there. What will we have? Now we did find school. Yet to mark that. Give me a sec. So we're not really too worried about finding that. And Kuchiri gives the horse a hug. I'm very proud of him. Oh, I just realized. Oh, another Grey Soul. There's Malphus. So Malphus was flight locked potentially? Cream soda. Kuchiri believes in the cream soda. I approve. Pretty interesting routing that he's going for. Alright, let's see what this other side of the floating gardens is. I want to know if Malphus was flight locked. That'd be kind of funny. Alright, clock tower. This is normally where you'd enter from the other exit for gardens. Clock tower is really nice with Skula. There's a warp and an entrance that you can check there. I find a lot of value with clock tower. Ooh, Archdemon's an exceptionally good soul. Love finding it all the time. In combination with the lightning doll that he already has, Archdemon can really pump out the DPS. Ah, our first book! We get the yellow book! Ah, check it, Kuchiri. I wanna know! I wanna know! There it is. I believe we have that already. That's nice. Also just a nice yellow soul. It increases your experience gain by 20%. Une! Oh, that's awkward, finding the Forbidden Area's right side on any entrance, really. I mean, you never want to find it until you've opened it. But thankfully there is another exit to be found in the clock tower, along with a few other places to go. Okay, and with a quick pick, I also saw that Kuchiri does have the Aranus soul. So, at least with the yellow book in tow, in hand, we have the correct soul in tow. Onikiri's nice. That's a fast weapon that multi-hits too. These spike rooms can be pretty annoying to navigate when the Medusa heads interrupt you. And they're already... The movement in the clock tower is pretty tricky at times because of things like that, where you feel like you can just hippogriff, but then the spikes just stop you in your tracks. And I don't know who decided to put spikes on the ceiling, but that is very hazardous. Alright, we're gonna get the warp opened up here, and there's an entrance directly to the left of it. Perhaps a heal before going any further, though. I don't blame Kuchiri for playing really safe with some of this stuff because there's no food in the shop yet, meaning to potentially have food in the shop that he'd have to find and defeat death. But even then, what if there is no food? So I like being able to hold on to them. Oh, a duplicate yellow book behind waterfall. That's just insulting. In any case, we found Reservoir. Ah, and the duplicate Gravekeeper. Kuchiri will hold on to that one. I feel much relief with Kuchiri keeping that. And the Medusa Head soul as well. That's a pretty interesting blue soul that we've found that there's some pretty cool strategies for, at least for the second Chaos fight. It could have some use for the Balor fight as well, but that's a little trickier. Well, with Demon's Mail and Positron Rifle, the Reservoir shouldn't pose a threat so much. If you come here earlier... Oh, a nice red soul up there. We get Dryad. That's also a formidable red soul. But yes, if you find the Reservoir earlier within the seed, it can really pose a huge challenge if you're not comfortable running through the area and aren't able to dodge some attacks. And some of the rooms with the Tritons, they can just block you off completely. Then we find the good side of the forbidden area. There are 3 checks to be found here. 1 breakable wall and then 2 more. Wait, is that correct? No, there's just 2, isn't there? Anyway, breakable wall and then there's a long stretch ahead of him. Just 2. Another Grey Soul. Kicker. I mean, kind of useless at this point. This is the famous hold left room with Black Panther. You don't have to do anything but hold left. Do not open that box. Do not. Oh, he opened the box! Pandora's box! Oh, wait, he's just burning the Rippers alive. Look at that guy. He was just hopping underneath. He's so strategic. Oh, he opened the box again. Oh, he wants to kill him. He wants to burn him. Do you think he did that on purpose? Twice. Alright, well, with the forbidden area finished up here, we're gonna head on back. A little low on health, but it should be okay. He does opt to heal going into this climb though, which is, I don't blame him. These gargoyles can really be a problem. And those Ukbox, those little green demon looking thingies, they can actually do a surprising amount of damage. Oh man, then we find the right side to top floor there. But wait, didn't... No, he hadn't... Okay, Kuchiri hadn't gotten up there to open the right side. Kuchiri's top floor trip was cut really short. But there's plenty of reservoir to see. We only have the bottom half discovered, or bottom portion discovered. There's still Eastern Reservoir. There's still the Western Reservoir. There's still more reservoir. Team Skeleton, we can call that the budget positron because it requires MP and does less damage. Now, I hate this room. This room sucks. Cognozas are mean. Any monster that curses you is absolutely atrocious. And it looks like we're going to the west side. Have we seen the quarters yet? Could this lead to the quarters? Yeah. I'm pretty hopeful. No, it's Eastern Reservoir. No boat clip today. Kuchiri says cheating is not my style. The beautiful green hunting and a red book over on this top room. Let's see what we have. Dryad, and Kuchiri has picked that up already. So we've got 2 out of 3 souls. Dryad for the red soul and Aranis for the yellow soul. We just need to find the blue book and the accompanying soul as well. A map just in case you get lost, or some toilet paper in an emergency. And there is one more. No, never mind. Oh, pudding. Love pudding. That's about 200 health. The boneheads, or the fish heads? The fish heads down here in the reservoir do an annoying amount of damage no matter what armor you have or what level you are. You can see them doing 40 to Kuchiri even though he has the Demon's Mail and he's level 23. Way too much. But at least, you know, the positron does well against them, and Triton doesn't get in the way either because of the fire elements just doing so well. But I think that we know all of the entrances in the reservoir now, where they go. Could be mistaken. Let me open the map. think so, because we've come out of the waterfall entrance already. And in Eastern and Western, yeah, we've definitely seen the two bottom entrances as well. Very, very good. There's a check to the right there. This one, I forget this one a lot. It's very out of the way, no matter which side you're coming from. Oh, and a rush soul, it's the first one. Very powerful weapons. Okay, there's not much left, not much else left to go. Kuchiri continuing to burn everything to a crisp that he comes across. I love his style. Player in the chat's asking about Kuchiri not checking the switch in the forbidden area. We already know that it links to, I believe, the clock tower. We had seen that entrance already, so it's kind of meaningless to open it up. I also think that Kuchiri has orphaned the entrance directly to the left of the warp to the clock tower. So that could be something interesting as well. Rotten meat, rotten meat. You may think it's useless, but with lubricant, it's invaluable. Lubricant is a yellow soul that increases your damage, your power, basically, for both for weapons, red souls, blue souls, everything, basically. Depending on how much HP you've lost, or like how the difference from your current HP and your maximum HP determines how much power you gain from the lubricant soul. And we have the study on Kuchiri's side. Maybe we can finally see what's behind this backdash door. Kuchiri gonna give a big kiss. Mwah. Flying armor. The only item missing on Kuchiri's side is the Undyne Soul for the tracker, at least. We have Death to upgrade the shop. Hopefully, after beating Death, you know, we'll get some food. I don't know why a skeleton is holding on to all the food, but who am I to say? Yo, Creaking Skull instead of Devil, let's go! We're getting some really creative ideas here. Damn, rush souls, am I right? Oh wow, that was pretty fast. nice map percentage. Ooh, Stola's intelligence, big boost. Intelligence affects the blue soul's damage. And it scales much higher, much more quickly as well than strength does to the red souls. He's cursed! Oh, curse is the most awful. The most awful. And now he's walking. This is peasant movement. Oh, that's a big heart! No! Oh my goodness, there's our other school. I think the only place we can find up here is the quarters, since we haven't seen it yet, right? Right? I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not the best at keeping track with the entrances like that. But, can we see the quarters, please? And surely our blue book is also at the Galamoth check, as it usually is. Oh, wait a second. It's top floor! Am I daft? It's okay, y'all can say yes. Alright, well we at least get to see more of the top floor now, which is always a treat. Kuchiri makes it to the save! We can see even more now! The blue book! It's Cataplepas! Do we have that? No, we don't, but we can farm it from Flying Skeleton if we want to. Which you can find those in the study and the chapel. So if Kuchiri wants to, he could go back to the bottom of the top floor, go to the right entrance, and enter the study again. And it looks like Kuchiri is doing just that. He's going, well, he's going down. He hasn't visited the shop yet since it upgraded either. So we may get to see that. We're getting a nice look at Kuchiri's nearly finished map here. None of the quarters, but you know, I can live with that. The quarters is my happy place. I don't know how to describe it, but I see the inner quarters and I'm happy. Oh, we're in my happy place! We found the quarters! Ah, there it is. That's the soul we need. And a strawberry to boot. Just gonna go ahead and get through Galamoth anyways. I'm guessing Undyne Soul at this point, since it's one of the few things left. Yeah, that makes sense. Progression or some major ability is not required to be there, but it just seems it's more likely to be there or not than not. Oh, we got Crunan! Man, he is a wrong warping master! His stream is back! Now, wrong warps are banned. We're gonna have to get a ruling on this one. And we do get a Balor. We get to see Balor now. I'm joking, by the way, about the wrong warp on Crunan's side. His stream just came back on. Balor didn't stand a chance against the lasers. Again, the theme of this seed is don't bring fists to a gunfight. And a quick sleep out of there. I haven't talked much about the sleeping mechanic in this game, but once you've saved in a save room proper, you can use the sleep mechanic, and what that does is it brings you back to where you entered that room from. So in those longer climbs, or maybe a long horizontal stretch, it can be a really nice and useful way to get back to just leaving that area more quickly. There are a lot of dead end rooms in this game, and sleeping is a really nice method to get through them. Alright, do we have food? There is no food in this shop, and I am depressed. Oh wait, there's potions? I missed potions? I'm being informed that there were potions. Let me see potions. Potion! And they're really expensive, oh my gosh. And we're off to the top floor. Let's finish this one out. Potions, while not the greatest food or healing item, they at least heal 100, so it's not insignificant. Oh, we see Crunan's speed or stream come up, and it looks like he has the Excalibur. I wonder what this is about. Oh, you can hold the Rush Soul there. Nice damage. The Grand Fight has 3 different phases to it. This first one, he teleports around the room and does one of 3 attacks, I believe. And so after finishing with the first phase, Ram will teleport towards the center of the room as he is now, and we'll have these molten rocks. I think these are the... Ooh, which demon is this one? Can't remember which demon's soul this one is, but during this phase, before the last hit, you need to have the 3 correct souls equipped that are entailed by the books. So in this case, we need to have... Oh no! We don't have... Oh, we're getting the bad ending. But it looks like Crunan's going off to face Chaos. Kuchiri's doing it for the lore. He wants y'all to see what a bad ending looks like, because I feel like most of you haven't seen it yet. Okay, well, let's take a focus on Crunan's side, since we've got a boss fight going on, yeah? You finished Chaos 1 pretty quickly, not a problem. I mean, with the Excalibur, you don't have much to do. And I wonder how this Chaos 2 fight will go. Oh, we're getting Medusa Head. Oh no, that's just amazing. That's so cool. You get 2 hits on 1 swing. That's amazing. That, on both eyes, like, or 1 hit on both eyes with 1 swing. And with only 3 eyes down, the Excalibur is more than enough to take on the soul or the center area of the chaos, the core of it. And Crunan finishes his Chaos 2 fight. Well done. Well done to Kuchiri as well. I've neglected to mention what has been going on behind the scenes during this race, but it was actually canceled pretty early on. Algorithm mentioned spoiling the seed in the race, and that happened within the race chat after Crunan's internet had gone out, and we didn't get a response from Crunan until later. Although Kuchiri he has decided that he elected to DQ himself and allow Crunan to go forward in the tournament. Now, whether that will go on or not, that's to be seen, and maybe we'll need a ruling. I'm not really certain myself, but at the very least, I appreciate Kuchiri going forward and giving us a match to watch, and give a round of applause to the players. I mean, this was a good watch. Kuchiri really blasted every monster on the screen. So don't forget, follow the runners and the crew, of course. Let's see if we can get some interviews. To clarify, someone's asking in chat if how we could know the seed ahead of time, and it wasn't that we knew the seed ahead of time. It's just Crunan was in a different location of the castle that Kuchiri was that hadn't been explored yet, and that location was spoiled in the race chat. Which may seem a little iffy, but even still. Alright, we're gonna see about getting an interview in here. And here I have Crunan joining us. Crunan, welcome to the stream, man. We had a very I was saying we had a very tension-filled side on your screen where it was you at one end and the backdash block on the other end. It looked like we were about to give him a big sloppy kiss.
Yeah. Oh man. That's unfortunate. But I can at least talk you through kind of where I went and where I got
Okay.
at 55 minutes or so. I did the show left side strat, so that's where I found Bat pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Which was pretty good. I was I was still able to do those upper gargoyle checks, which is good. I don't remember exactly what I found there, but I'm glad I was able to knock those off the list pretty quick.
Yeah.
And then when I found Hippogriff in Castle Corridor, then I was like, oh no, Kuchiri's gonna be way ahead. He's not gonna. I mean, he's probably not gonna go. You know, apple first. So that means that they've had Hippogriff for at least 4 or 5 minutes at this point. But that's all right. We'll figure out what we got to do there. I found some found Legion in study, if I recall correctly. That didn't really yield anything but levels, but those were still pretty useful at that point in the game. And having Positron and Curly as well as Archdemon, basically I was able to take a hit off of the Legion and then just finish off the shell with just Curly alone. That made
Legion stood no chance.
Yeah, I think Positron just as an early weapon was really good for me. Like, I've done a lot of Julius fights with Positron in the past, and doing phase 2 on Graham was also, doing backlash canceling was also really good for me in that one. Yeah, finding Excalibur, I think I don't remember if it was, I don't think it was at the shop. I think it was in Chaotic, and at that point there was Vijaya in Chaotic, and then there was Excalibur. So picking up Excalibur, at first I was like, oh, Vijaya, well, that's a good weapon. You know, it's better than my Yatsutsuna, but no, the Yatsutsuna is probably still better than what I had. But then Excalibur is like, okay, well, I'm just gonna use Medusa 2i, use Rush Soul on the last one, just with Demon's Mail, and I think Demon's Mail was in the shop, which was pretty crazy. Finished off Chaos.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, overall, the seed, I mean, it had kind armor and equipment, but that it didn't have any food in the shop until just a measly potion after the second upgrade.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, luckily it had that heat armor or armor flame at the very beginning, so the early fleet parts weren't that bad. And then, you know, I found, I think, Elfin Robe in top floor, or it was somewhere around there. And then, I mean, once again, once you unlocked the full shop, you'd have Demon's Mail. So at least the armor was good in that respect. So, like, the amount of damage that I was taking wasn't too bad. There was still enough healing throughout the seed that it wasn't that bad. The worst part for me with this seed was I had Giant Bat, so I was gonna go over to Dance Hall entrance on the left, which ended up being Arena. But I was like, oh, but this is with Giant Bat, you know. I'm sure there's Malphus or Hippogriff in Castle Corridor. You know, I'm gonna skip it and I'll go back to it later. And lo and behold, the yellow book is Aranis with final guard being the farm. I'm like, oh, okay, I'm not doing that. So luckily, the first soul in the arena was it, but I did a full clear of everything else. So about time.
Yeah, I couldn't remember where Aranis popped up, but that's crazy to think that you had to go all the way back there after so long.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we're still gonna wait on a ruling to make a decision on who goes forward and everything, but interesting nonetheless. In the race, I mean, the seed was pretty fun to watch, and I had a lot of fun being a part of it. Is there anything else you'd like to see before we sign off? Or say before we sign off? Alright everyone, well, thanks again for watching. This has been, hosted by SpeedGaming, the Aria 2022 tournament. Thanks so much again. Follow SpeedGaming, follow the runners, follow the crew. And I hope you'll join us again. Thank you.
Thanks, Garni.